We had another Chelsea-Arsenal game, and it was dramatic.
Yeah, it had everything. It had a PK, it had a red card. Also, they officially announced Naomi Girma as that she signed with Chelsea at this match. So that was exciting.
Whoa. So exciting.
So how's it going, everyone? That's what the video is going to be about. Timestamps down below. But yeah, today was the day, January 26th. This game was on the calendar for so long for so many people because this game was a must win for Arsenal. Not so much for Chelsea, but for Arsenal, it was a must win if they had any chance of winning league, most people believe. And they didn't win. And they kind of lost.
Oh, no.
I know. You know, we like Arsenal and Chelsea. Obviously, I think we're more Arsenal fans because we talk about them more and we know more of the players. So I hate to say, you know, let the best team win or whomever. But I was really sad for Arsenal because they lost on such a, I don't know, dramatic way. And it's horrible to lose to your enemy rivals. At least they did bring their correct socks this time. If we remember Sockgate.
Oh no, not Sockgate again.
But they did bring their correct socks. But yeah, unfortunately, they did not win. It was close. It was decided on one penalty that we're going to get to in a second. But as much as Arsenal fans hate losing games, it wasn't a blowout. It wasn't they really had a chance to win this game, and having a game like that, some might actually find that harder to take when you're that close, but they could have won this game. But yeah, going to this game, 35,000 people at Stamford Bridge. I think that was a record, they said, most there to watch the women play. So that was exciting. Okay, Sarah and I have to be a little honest here. We did not watch the game live. But I thought they were going to replay it immediately. They didn't. So I mostly caught the highlights, and I mostly kind of word of mouth articles I read because it was not 6:30 our time to watch it. And there was, I did not get up at 6:30 our time.
I was too busy being in Spain in my dreams with Shannon from YouTube, and Selena Gomez was there. So I don't know. I was drinking tea in my dreams.
So we didn't watch it live, but I did see a lot of the highlights.
Chelsea had home field advantage, so I mean they already had that in their favor. So
yeah, exactly. In the first 10 minutes, it was kind of all Chelsea. Like I said, I saw the highlights and I saw what people had to say. First 10 minutes was, I think I saw someone call it a Chelsea storm. Chelsea was not messing around. Actually, in the first minute, had a shot on goal. Chelsea had a shot. They weren't messing around. The first 10 minutes was Chelsea. Then Arsenal really got into a groove, and there was a couple very close balls. Beth Mead came very close. So after the first 10 minutes, Arsenal did a very good job in the first half. Like we know, it went 0-0 into the second half. Second half, because I didn't watch the game, we're going to go to the big controversial situation because it's two parts. In the 82nd minute, there was a penalty. This was controversy number one. Well, the big controversies. Was this a PK? I've looked at a lot of comments and I've looked at a lot of what people think around the web. If you see the video, I probably won't be able to play the video, but maybe I'll be able to play like a still frame. Lauren James goes down and you can see Kim Little's foot in there. She obviously got Lauren James's foot. But what people are saying is she got to the ball before she got to Lauren James's foot. I think that's what people are saying. The people who say it wasn't a penalty. The commentator on the broadcast said they thought it was a penalty. But some people are saying because Kim Little got a bit of the ball, it wasn't a penalty. Whether it is or whether it wasn't, at this point, it was given a penalty.
Can we phone Christina Uncle for this?
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. A lot of people are saying this ref basically had a Chelsea jersey on, which happens every time with controversial decisions. But yeah, so that's controversy number one.
Then GURO REITEN connected with the PK, and the crowd went wild.
Yeah, she was able to connect. But before that happened, there was another controversy all within this call. So after Kim Little, I'm explaining it, but I'm sure everyone saw it. After Kim Little, after it was called a PK, Katie McCabe was not happy. Now, Katie McCabe's not happy a lot, so that's not new.
I was going to say, is she ever happy on the field? No.
Yeah. But she went up to the ref and she was basically saying, hey, I don't like this call. It's a bad call, you know, what it is. And she was given a yellow card. Then she was walking away, and then you know how the ref has to go, okay, it's a yellow card. As she turned around, and the ref was saying, here's a yellow card, she yells what seems to be an expletive at the ref. And I'm going to read a comment what people think it is. And she yells that expletive, and she is then given a second yellow, and it turns into red, and then she is obviously kicked out of the game.
Whoa, that's about as dramatic as you can get.
Yeah, and it's like at this point, what does Katie have to she's already got a yellow. Does Katie think she's not going to get another yellow because she just got a yellow, so it's kind of like a free pass almost? I wouldn't take that chance if I were Katie. So it's kind of upsetting. Katie's now one of the senior members on the team to kind of act unhinged in that respect. That's not a good look, but that is Katie's character too. What was her goal there?
Yeah, that was pretty wild. I mean, a little too bold. Yeah. Pretty bold.
She just couldn't keep her emotions, in which a lot of athletes, some can, some can't. Katie is not one. And then those were the two big moments. Was it a PK and Katie getting the two, and some are saying it was a straight red card. Hey everyone, it's the next day. I'm just editing this in the morning, but there is an update on whether or not it was two yellows or a straight red. It was a bit confusing because we saw a yellow, then we saw a red, but Tim Stillman actually confirmed. He had a tweet that said, club confirmed to me Katie McCabe was given a straight red 2-match ban. And then someone goes, is it the Bristol and City match she will miss? And he goes, yep. So I guess that confirms it. And apparently the way the ref presented the cards wasn't FIFA compliant, I read as well. But apparently, according to Tim Stillman, it is a straight red. So I think I'm going to keep in some of the comments that I left in about whether it was two reds or a yellow, just because we had talked a little bit about that. But yeah, I guess that's confirmed. And that was from about 12 hours ago or so. So if anything has changed since then, let me know. But yeah, I did want to input that. But where I'm looking on the stat sheet, it has a yellow than a red. So I think it was a yellow for dissent and then a red for abusive language to the ref, which I guess is different. So she was off the field, and that kind of just took the air out of Arsenal. Obviously GURO scored, so it was down 1-0. Then there was a couple small chances from Arsenal. Then it was all Chelsea. Van Domselaar made like 3 incredible saves in the last 5 minutes. So it could have been more, but they were rattled after that. They pretty much knew that decided the game at that point, even though it didn't, because there was 2 more chances Arsenal had. But it just, that whole sequence was just very dramatic, and I don't know, that kind of decided the game. Now, it didn't decide the game completely, because what they're saying is Arsenal had a lot of missed opportunities, because Chelsea didn't play incredible. They didn't play great. So Arsenal could have won this, but I don't know. It's just kind of the air kind of is taken out of you in a loss like this. So, I mean, that's it for Arsenal. It's going to be very hard for them to win league. And if you look at the standings, they're 4th in standings. Now, that's going to change because I believe Man United, who's in 2nd spot, they have some really tough games coming up, and I think Man City does too. But this was must win for Arsenal. They didn't. Now, crazy things have happened. I'm just going to read some comments about kind of everything that went on.
It wasn't a second yellow. She got a yellow for dissent over the penalty decision, and then swore at the ref, and it was upgraded to a red.
And then someone goes, everything I've seen, it was a second yellow. So I think it was a second yellow. Okay, I guess we'll put this in here. What did Katie say to the ref? There's two ideas what Katie said. She either said F off, but the actual word, or she said fat, see you next Tuesday. That's what people think. Either F off or fat, see you next Tuesday. Either are horrible, but
my jaw is on the floor. What? When Sara was saying it, my mouth dropped. Yeah.
But that's not just what people, it's kind of 50-50 what people, on Twitter, a lot of people thought she said the fat one, but then people were like, it looked like F off.
I don't know. Is F off better? No.
And I have a comment, maybe I'll put it on the screen. A lot of people said, a lot of players have said F off to the ref. and have not been penalized for it. But Katie basically screamed at it in her face. So I could, yeah. So
Are you allowed to say F off to a ref?
I wouldn't think so, but
That seems criminal. That seems like a punishable offense. Red card, obviously, or yellow.
And I mean, the idea of was it a penalty? A lot of people are saying the referee, Emily Heaslip, she had a Chelsea jersey on, and also there's no VAR. And if there was VAR, that would have been overturned. Now, a lot of people think it would not have been overturned. But someone said, hey, people are blaming the ref, but it wasn't the ref. I'll have Sara read that.
Heaslip wasn't the reason you lost, like most are saying. Little made clear contact for the penalty, and VAR would agree. McCabe is a great player, just needs to keep her head in these situations.
But somebody says VAR would have overturned it. Little definitely gets to the ball first. Easy us saying that on the first look, like the ref thought it was a pen. So this person's basically saying VAR would have overturned it. And that's what they thought. Somebody said in response to that, yeah, I don't think it would have stood. Which, again, the VAR, WSL doesn't have VAR, so, we don't know. Sometimes those VAR decisions come back and the commentators don't agree with them, so...
Someone says, never a pen, ball changes direction, hence Kim Defo got the ball. Katie McCabe should have never seen red. It was double yellow in the span of 3 seconds. A joke.
Yeah, like I've never quite seen that where it's yellow arguing or dissent, then yellow because they say F off or whatever. But I don't think Katie should have said that. Even if you're the biggest Katie McCabe fan, wouldn't you say, hey, you probably shouldn't have said that? I'm thinking Renee probably had a word with her saying, hey, you just can't do that. That's it. You just can't do that,
Yeah, because not saying she cost them a game or anything, but I mean, it didn't help that she, was kicked out of the game.
Mm-hmm. Then someone says penalty was controversial. The red card even more so. Referee was terrible, but we also didn't put away the chances we had. Let's move on. We've got this, girls. Yeah, and a lot of people said we didn't put away the chances. It wasn't decided on that necessarily. Someone goes, Emily Heaslip should never be allowed to officiate Arsenal games anymore.
Oh dear.
And then someone goes, any game at all.
Oh dear.
Someone says something like this.
I'm Arsenal through and through, but that was a pen. We just needed to capitalize on opportunities earlier on. Despite the result, we were the better team.
Yeah, someone says, hey, they support Arsenal, but they thought it was a pen. And then one comment I just saw that I thought was a good takeaway as well.
Still so proud of Arsenal and the performance here. It's a world of difference between our last match against Chelsea and this one. The improvement is clear for all to see. Created chances, but we just couldn't find the needed finish. And we're all still behind you and Renee and company.
Yeah, so people are pointing out, hey, it wasn't a win, but from where they were with Jonas and the last time they played Chelsea, light years above where they were, and that's a good takeaway. For them to even win league was going to be an uphill battle. But this would have been so nice for, Renee to have a big win against Chelsea.
Someone says, it was rough for Arsenal fans because we played a really good game, and if we'd been more clinical from the start, it would have been ours. Then to see McCabe do that, it was like, for f***'s sake, we could have still won. Tough game, tough loss.
Yeah.
Tough love. No.
Yeah, so hard loss for Arsenal. However, I'm pumped for Chelsea. They're probably going to win league. It is hard when Chelsea, the top team, is so good. Then they get Girma. Arsenal were the underdogs. I always like the underdogs to win. I don't know. And I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm happy for Chelsea. Sam Kerr after the game hugged GURO. She was like, good job getting the penalty. And it was really cute. And also to see so many Americans, Macario, Emily Fox, now Girma. I mean, it's not the most Americans ever for playing for Chelsea and Arsenal. I'm actually not quite sure, but they have the whole national team. Europe is going to have the whole national team before our eyes, if possibly. But so pumped to see Naomi Girma out there. And she did some interviews on the field. But I think the big takeaway is, I think Katie McCabe, even if she felt like that, I don't think there was any positives that came off from that second mouthing, from the second, the cursing, I think that's the biggest takeaway, that's one thing you can control. Hey, you can't control the refs, but you can control what you say to them.
Oh, I just came up with a good song for Katie McCabe.
Oh, yeah?
Don't Okay. Don't mess with McCabe. I'm a bit to you. How does the words go? Don't mess with McCabe. I'm gonna give it to you. Okay. No.
I'm leaving that in.
Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing.
But part of the problem is you don't know what the rest of the words.
I know, but I get the main point across.
So I guess that's my two main questions. Like anyone who's talking about this game, those are the two main questions. Was it a PK? And should Katie have gotten the red too? Whether it was a straight red, which I believe it was 2 yellows and a red. And should she have gotten that red? I'll probably put the comment up, but someone says, yeah, a lot of times you swear at the ref and it's not punished. You already got the yellow. But I bet Katie didn't think the ref was going to give her another yellow because she just got the yellow. But you just can't. I don't know. The biggest McCabe fan would probably say, hey, Katie, you got to cool it. But sometimes you just can't, I guess. I don't know.
See, I would think that the refs, if they got sworn out like that they would just, give a card. I mean, I guess depending on the swear, on the swearometer, how bad it was.
I mean, it was pretty aggressive the way she kind of lunged her body too,
Yeah, that was like a bark.
Yeah.
She's barking.
Yeah.
Barking swears at her.
Yeah, it did look like a bark. What is the real thing? Do you think that it was penalty? What do you think about Katie? But I think a takeaway, like a lot of people said, from where they were with Jonas, light years ahead, and they could have won this, and that's kind of what makes it harder. Is WSL League out of the question now? Probably, but now, I mean, they're in 4th position. They still want to get in Champions League next year, so they got to be careful with that too. Although I do think they're going to end up in second place by the end of the season. And I think Renee Sluggers was even talking about VAR. Would VAR have overturned this? A lot of people said no, they don't think it would have. They would have stayed with the call on the field. So what does everyone think? But tough loss for Arsenal. Pump for Chelsea. Yeah, great game.